If you have to lean on the shopping cart just to ease your back enough to get through the store, I need you to hear this, because that lean you're doing has a name. Doctors call it the shopping cart sign. It isn't random. It's your body buying a few seconds of relief, bending forward to open a space in your spine that has slowly started to close. And it's one of the clearest early signs of spinal stenosis there is. And here's the hard part. It creeps. First, the long walks go. Then your legs turn heavy after half a block, so you find a bench and tell yourself you just needed the rest. Soon, you've quietly mapped your whole life around where you can sit down. 3 miles becomes the block. The block becomes the mailbox. You become the grandparent on the bench, waving while the kids run ahead. That's all textbook spinal stenosis. But there's a simple way to fix it once you understand what's actually causing it. Because spinal stenosis isn't only a narrowing like most people think. Yes, the canal in your spine is closing in on the nerves, but that's only half the story. And the missing half is why it keeps getting worse, no matter what you try. Deep in your spine, wrapped around each vertebra, is a small muscle called the multifidus. It's your spine's internal brace. It holds each bone in place and keeps that canal propped open. But when stenosis sets in, your nervous system switches that muscle off to protect you. And once it powers down, it does not turn back on by itself. Not with rest, not with stretching, not with time. So the muscle holding your spine open goes quiet. The vertebrae settle closer, the canal narrows, the nerves get squeezed. And every one of those moments, the lean, the heavy legs, the bench, traces back to that one shutdown muscle, not your age. And here's what makes me angry. People take this to their doctor and get told it's arthritis, or their weight, or their age, because that muscle doesn't show up on a scan. So it never gets treated, which is why everything falls short. Pills numb the signal. The muscle stays offline. The chiropractor moves the bones around, but that muscle's still switched off. Physical therapy works the surface muscles, but the multifidus stays offline because you can't flex a muscle your brain has switched off. So, what actually works? There's only one way to wake that muscle back up. Reach it with an electrical pulse deep enough to make it fire on its own. And this is where almost every device fails. A regular TENS unit reaches 2 to 3 millimeters deep, skin level, but the multifidus sits 30 to 50 millimeters down. So a TENS unit doesn't stand a chance. The technology that does is called NMES. It drives a pulse straight into that sleeping muscle and forces it to contract again. And session by session, your spine gets its brace back. For years, you could only get this in a clinic, until a company built it into a small at-home device called Relive X. 2 soft pads on your lower back, 1 button, 15 minutes with your coffee, no pills, no clinic, no injections. That was me 2 years ago with spinal stenosis. I couldn't stand long enough to cook dinner, and I told myself the same story you do. By week 6 of using Relive X, I walked my whole block without stopping for the first time in years. My world had been shrinking for a decade, and it finally started growing again. So if any of this sounded like you, don't lose the years I lost calling it age. There's a link below. Tap it and see how Relive X wakes up that sleeping muscle and finally gives your spine the support it's been missing.